Hello and welcome back to another edition and installment of Jewish corruption in America. A subject I hate talking about, but I am compelled to talk about because I think it is the most important subject you could possibly talk about. And the fact that alternative media, pundits, like all our favorites, don't address this directly and vehemently, only on the side just to pacify the critics, means they're in on it. Or they just don't have the courage because you'll be shut down. If you're a big professional operation, you know, like Alex Jones, he doesn't hit it directly because you research any of the sponsors that he has, his products he put out there, every single one of them, and I mean every single one of them, is headed, invented, and distributed by a team of Jewish professionals. Yeah, I hate talking about this because you're just inviting a backlash. It's just a negative feeling. If you hit the nail on the head, something that's real and expansive, you're gonna get response from the Jewish agents that are out there trying to, you know, put this fire out. You're gonna get a lot of them. And it doesn't even matter if you're Jewish like me. You'll be called a self-hating Jew. I'm not a self-hating Jew. I'm a hater of Jewish corruption because it makes Jewish people look bad. Yeah, and sometimes I'll even put one of these out and I'll get people saying, "Wait a minute, aren't you a Jew? No, you look like a Jew. I bet you're a Jew. I bet you're lying about all of this." It's crazy. Yeah, I'm a Jew, and I know what I'm talking about. Even before I was Jewish, I was drawn to the Torah. I even memorized the first 9 chapters of Exodus. I could recite it word for word. I just had a natural attraction to Jewish girls. Didn't know why. I didn't even think of them as Jewish girls, but then I thought about it. I was like, her. Whoa, what is that? I thought, I have a type. You know, I never thought I had a type. They're always Jewish girls. I was just crazy about like Winona Ryder and Barbra Streisand when I was a kid. Sarah Michelle Gellar and Sarah Jessica Parker, and all of them. And I just, you name them, I liked them. I was crazy about the daughter on Roseanne. Anyway, just, well, to get after it again, there's the obvious ones, the heads of the studios, the heads of the Federal Reserve and the IRS and the appointees in the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court now is more than half Jewish, and the other ones in there are probably, have got some Jewish blood. You know, they don't appoint the district judges in the Supreme Court just by accident or by their personal merit. They do it for if they're going to play ball or not. Remember how they put Clarence Thomas on the hot seat over Anita Hill 22 years ago? I remember that distinctly. That was behave, Uncle Tom. I mean, he knew it was wrong. He even said to Biden, I remember Biden heading a committee with Clarence Thomas saying, this is wrong, and Biden's like, you will not talk back to this committee. Whoa. I mean, the translation of the look on Joe Biden's eyes was, I am the plantation owner, you know, and you will obey, or you are not getting on this Supreme Court. He's like, we know you didn't do anything wrong, and we paid this woman to say all this, and you know it. You might have flirted with her or something, or asked her out. We know you didn't do anything wrong, but we're going to tell the world you did, and we're going to make you grovel, make you sorry, just like the Hollywood actors do to the black actors when they put them in dresses, except for Dave Chappelle, who had to leave because he wouldn't wear a dress. I mean, the control on all this is just so expansive. Joe Biden's just one of those, you know, crypto, you know, phony Christians working for the Zionists. Barack Obama's mother was Jewish. Now, never say that. A Jew can tell a Jew. It's a look in their eyes. You know it in your soul. That's something special about being Jewish. You know it. And there's a lot of actors in Hollywood that don't really look Jewish unless you really look. And it sounds sick, but it's like they wanted the interbreeding to have these hybrids that look more goyim, to pacify the goyim, but they're really Jews. You know, I mean, there's a lot of them that don't look like the old school Jewish features, and they look more mixed in, you know, real, like Jewish mutts, really. Even the big investors, and like Timothy Geithner's a Jew, he just looks like a white guy, right? Look at his eyes closely. Look at how his business practices are, and what he votes for, and what he approves and pursues. Nick Thiel, the big investor for Facebook, does not look like a Jew. He is a Jew. Got a lot of German women in his background somehow, or whatever. Put the blonde hair there. You know, Larry Silverstein. He looks like a Jew, but he's got blonde hair, and just like, you know, this kind of thing happens. But those Zionists that married the bombshell German blonde women, they were breaking Judaic law. You're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to keep the race pure, you know. But they break the Torah. They're not Jews as far as religion's concerned. They're the Zionists. They're dedicated to their race, not dedicated to their God. They're doing the evil stuff to clamp down and control. And the additions to the reality are not as obvious because of the look factor. Look at Harrison Ford. Look at William Shatner, Star Trek. Those are two Jewish guys. Mark Hamill in Star Wars. In fact, these big productions, it might not seem like it, but the main actors are all Jewish. Star Wars, all Jews. Star Trek, pretty much, I mean, Spock and Kirk, Jewish. Star Trek, you know, that scene where they're in the Millennium Falcon, everyone in there's Jew. Even Alec Guinness. And it just, you know, a lot of times they'll come from another country and they'll say, no, they're English, or they're, you know, they're called Christopher Columbus Italian. No. There were Jewish men in all the European countries. And they could speak all those languages, and they had Italian or English names, you know, but they were loyal secretly to their tribe. And that's what's amazing about Jews. That's what you could say in a positive light about Jews, is they're loyal to their race exclusively. And it might be the only race on earth that does that. Blacks look like they hold together. But how many black men walk away from their kids? It's a phenomenon. You never see a Jew walk away from their child. It doesn't happen. I mean, it happens, but you got to deal with a real piece of shit. I mean, just... Yeah, okay, I wanted to keep going with the list. I covered the Federal Reserve, the President's Cabinet, the congressmen, you know, whether it's Wolfowitz or Pearl, and they organized 9/11, and, you know, Chertoff. Chertoff's father's like one of these evil rabbi guys, and like Rahm Emanuel's father was a terrorist. You know, these people have dual citizenship to Israel. You would think that Alex Jones would just pump that at you. Just, you know, drill it into your head. Because this is the power elite. He just says offshore bankers. He says globalists. Who the fuck is that? Say it, Henry Kissinger. Say it, you asshole. I mean, you're just dumbing people down and leading the sheep into the fold. I mean, that's what he's doing. These guys are provocateurs. You know, they get you to go to these rallies to stand face to face with cops with tasers. Adam Kokesh and Alex Jones, that's what they're doing. They're like, you gotta show up, you gotta show your support. Yeah, and what, get shot? Because if one dumbass does something really crazy, you're gonna get shot. You're gonna get tased unless you can run real fucking fast. One of these rallies, that's going to happen. Where Adam Kokesh got everybody to dance in the Jefferson Memorial, and he encouraged them to do it, even after there were 10 cops there with taser guns. And as soon as they did it, the cops arrested these people, and they were body slamming women. And Kokesh is still dancing, not giving a fuck. And he's got so many supporters and who yell at me. They're like, "Oh, Kokesh is real. He's a real guy. He's standing up for us." Bullshit he is. Bullshit. All he's doing is being a jackass for the Jewish tribe. You think, oh, a Jew wouldn't do that? Yeah, they would, because they know it's effective. You know, the people that yell about Alex Jones not being Bill Hicks after surgery because of their personalities are so different. Yeah, it's called acting. He's goddamn good at it. If he does anything like Bill Hicks, then people will really know. You don't get it, that's the point. I mean, just the people that don't get it, that, you know, you're going to get it too if this really blows up. The only people that will be immune from this are Jews. And they'll all get the memo from their audio IMs on their phones. They're schooled, and they're told to shut up, and they just say, just stay with the tribe, or else, you know, and they do. Yeah, I wanted to just basically talk about the TV shows. I was covering like Seinfeld and, but even the black shows, like in Stanford and Son, the writers and directors were Jewish. The actors are black, but the production team were a bunch of Jews. Chico and the Man, you know, the man was a Jew. Remember Welcome Back, Kotter? Well, Kotter's a Jew. Brady Bunch. The guy who created that whole thing was Sherwood Schwartz. You look at that guy, it's a total Jew. And it's so entrenched. And, you know, like those shows like Partridge Family and The Brady Bunch. Remember watching them and you thought, wait, there's something wrong about this. The family life, it was just wrong. It's like, well, there's no one like that anywhere. There's no family like that anywhere. The Partridge Family, it was just, they never even said what happened to the dad. This whole thing, like, oh, it's okay to be a single mom. Shirley, you know, Jones is just like, oh, I can handle it. I got 5 kids, no big deal. I'll just paint the bus 5 different wacky colors, get my kids some instruments, and we're on our way. Stupid. The idea, the subliminal idea with these television shows is to get you to be okay with certain ideas that don't work. It's not good to be a single parent. You should try to have 2 parents raising kids. They want to break up families, and it works. They just make you full of thinking things are norms that are not. And it just... the television shows are just so bad, and you look close. I just watched a movie where, I didn't see what the name was, where a bunch of Jewish actors were in a Christmas Carol movie, and it's like, you know, like Sex and the City, those girls were all Jews, and it just goes on and on. Like, I didn't even take it that far, because I thought, no. I mean, I knew Hollywood was run by Jews, but I didn't think that they would have so many Jewish actors in these prominent shows, but they're there. And the Hollywood movies, I mean, look, at whenever they can, they get the leading actor to be Jewish. Like Stanley Kubrick, the famous Jewish actor, director. Maybe he was an actor. You know, when he had a leading person, they were Jewish, like Kirk Douglas. Did a lot of movies with him. Peter Sellers, he did 2 movies with him. Peter Sellers was Jewish. Malcolm McDowell from England was Jewish. Not so much with 2001 because the people were kind of insignificant. Well, it goes on and on. But like Steven Spielberg, you know, whenever he can, the leading actors, whether it's Richard Dreyfuss, Harrison Ford, Goldblum leading the Jurassic Park, Jewish. You know, that is racism. That is racism. That's my point. And they scream about racism. You know, it's such a catch-22, whatever you call it, it's just oxymoron. It's just so ridiculous. And people are so dumbed down, they don't even see it. I mean, Steven Spielberg made his fortune by scaring kids with monsters and lying about history. His latest about Lincoln, the most ridiculous thing you ever saw. Daniel Day-Lewis, another Jew. That whole movie was false. Wasn't right. No, that's not how history was. That's not what Lincoln did, said. None of that was true. Oh my God. the Civil War happened because of Jewish manipulation. They just wanted to crash the country so they could move in. The carpetbagger, the word carpetbagger means Jewish entrepreneur, you know, taking advantage of a bad situation with their money, coming in when nobody has any money and buying things up so they own everything. It's the whole point of the Civil War. Once everybody's hurt and shot, then they come in and take the property. All the foreclosures that are going on in America now after the crash of the economy that was forced by the Federal Reserve in 2008, that's to monetize the debt with people's houses. It's all Jewish. You know how you see neighborhoods where all the houses look the same because it's the same design? That was a Jewish idea by an architect who said, let's do it this way. We'll save money by having one architectural design, and we'll do it reverse, back again, reverse, back again. We'll paint it a little different, and the whole street will be full of this shape houses. That was a Jewish idea. Well, I'll probably do another installment because I've run out of time, but trust me, I hate talking about this stuff. But I hate it more that it's real. And this is what shows the alternative guys that don't talk about this. This is what calls them out as phony and on their side.